Halo, Halo, yeah, Diva is in the house. Yeah, welcome, and welcome. YouTube, TikTok, what's going on? What's going on? Michelle, what's going on? COS, Cars, and Nell, thank you for joining. What's going on? I want to welcome everybody. Welcome. What we're talking about today, we are talking about spring season for the UNA University is in effect. Yeah, I want you all to get ready. Halo fam, EOS. What's going on? We're going to get ready for this spring season. For those of y'all who have been wanting to join the seminar, get ready. I'm yours truly, Diva with the UNA University and UNA Republic. We're going into it today. Yeah. Welcome. All right, so now what are we talking about? YouTube, what's going on? TikTok, what's going on? All right, so let's get into this thing. We're talking about spring season is coming up. We're ending or finishing up our winter season. Actually, we have about 2 more weeks to go in our winter season. And then we're going to get into enrollment for spring, which starts in April, okay? But we're going to start enrolling in March. So now, what is the UNA University? What is this all about? Law. We talk about law, all of law. Now, this season, I'm excited because we actually have a history session coming up. History. And what are we talking about? We're going back. We're going way back, and we're going to give you the facts that people are not given. I got to get into this because I had somebody, I just saw this post today. You know, the spirit sent things to me. And when I see it, then that encourages me to speak on it because I know it's in my face. I need to speak on this. But there's been this lie about how North America is somehow Morocco. Let me say this again for those of y'all who have heard this lie that what people are saying that North America is Morocco. This is not Morocco. All right. And so this is why you want to join the seminar because I'm going to give you some facts. We're going to give you some receipts. And a lot of people are lying to us. And it's not just light-skinned people. It's not just Albions that are lying to us. There's some melanated people who are out here lying to us and not telling us the truth. And why is that? Because A lot of us are from this land. They want to call us African American. All right. Listen, melanated people, stop taking on titles because they have been degrading our status since the beginning of those people who came into this land. Y'all know them as Europeans, but let me hip y'all to something. The so-called Europeans, the original Europeans that came into this land, they were dark-skinned people. Listen to me, I'm going to say it again. The original Europeans are dark-skinned people. They were dark-skinned. And so those were the Europeans that came in and enslaved the original people. Who were the original people? They were copper-colored people. They're brown-skinned people. And so let's understand there are two groups of brown-skinned people. And see, y'all, that's why we got to go into history, because a lot of y'all taking on these terms. Y'all be like, African, and we from Africa. Africa is the motherland. Y'all don't even know history. Somebody telling you all these lies when it couldn't have been the motherland. How it can't be the motherland. First of all, when we go back into history, there is other what we call Mesopotamia, and they're gonna say, well, all that was Africa. No, all of it used to be Asia. All of it used to be Europe. All of it used to be called Ethiopia at some point. So this is why we got to get into history so we know the truth. No, see what happened is they want to tell you that Africa, and see y'all think that land that they call Africa today, y'all think that's Africa or that's the original Africa. It's not. Somebody came in and put in a Suez Canal and split up all that, and then the Middle East became the Middle East and all that. Okay, y'all got to know history. Y'all got to go back. Why? Why is it important? When we talk about law, Diva, this is law. Why we need to know about history? Well, you need to know about history so that you can recognize where the law came from and how to stand on it. All right, but let me finish this and I'm gonna get back into it. When they're telling you Africa is the motherland in the beginning, that's not the truth. All right, that land that's known as Africa today, that's not the motherland. That's not the original land. Even if you go back to the Bible, you go back in the Bible, it's telling you that the Egyptians, which was some dark-skinned people, enslaved some Israelites, which was some dark-skinned people. That's two. This was in so-called what we think is Africa over there. That's two groups of dark-skinned people, one enslaving the other. Well, let me give you a clue. The same thing happened in this land right here that y'all know of as America. Another group of dark-skinned people enslaved some dark-skinned people. So getting back to this, when they want to tell you Africa, and they start talking about all the pyramids in Egypt, I need y'all to go and do some research for yourself. Look up the mounds in America. The original pyramids, they predate anything going on in Africa. Not to mention, I'm going back to Mesopotamia, where the original civilization, and y'all go do your research and look up the Sumerian civilization. That predates what was going on in so-called Africa. How is that the motherland and where people talking about everything began when the typography doesn't even allow for civilization to have begun in that place? It's not where civilization began. Look up Mesopotamia. Look up the Sumerian, when the oldest known civilization, the oldest documented civilization. Look it up. And then come back and look up how there's mounds in America that predate anything over there in what we know of as Africa. All right, getting back to it. Why this ain't Morocco? Again, we showing receipts in class. That's why y'all need to join the university, because I can't just tell y'all this in the few minutes that I have to talk to you today. But I encourage you guys to come into the university. If you want to enroll, make sure you leave a number in the inbox or go to UNARepublic.com. Go to UNARepublic.com and then leave a message so that we can enroll you. All right. So now getting back to this. All right. How people want to say, oh, this is Egypt and this is Morocco. Okay. All right. So once again, the original Europeans that came into the Americas and did those things to the original people of the land, who were they? Who were they? Those so-called Europeans were melanated people. The original Europeans were melanated people. Morocco, Tunis, Algiers, Tripoli, Britain. And when I say Britain, I want y'all to stop thinking of Albions. No, those were melanated people. They were amalgamated, meaning they start mixing with your Albion people, but they were a melanated people. All royalty. When you start talking about Britain, think about the Queen of England and all that. They was melanated all the way up into the mid 1800s. When you think about King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, they were melanated all the way up. Listen, let me tell you something. Even when you talk about Europe, who is Europe named after? The original Copper Empress. Halo, thank you for joining. Who was Europe named after? Europe was named after Queen Europa. Well, who was that? That was a melanated woman. Y'all need to understand all royalty was originally melanated. Okay, let me get back to why this is not Morocco. See, I enjoy history so much. That's why I'm really excited about this session. We have history and self-mastery coming up. Why is that so important? Because of the simple fact that when you master self, all of this other stuff, all of these laws, they fall into place. They come into order, okay? Getting back into this. When we talk about these people saying that this is Morocco, first of all, what happened was there was a group of what we call elite Moors that came into the Americas and created another government. We know of that government today as the county. I need y'all to understand there are really 5 different governments running simultaneously. 5. And I need y'all to pay attention because we don't recognize who's doing what. All right. There's the counties. This is the highest governing agency on land, the counties. All right. This is what those elite Moors came in and start creating. Then you have the state. I need y'all to understand that there are 2 states. There's state of Texas, state of what is it? State of Georgia, state of Florida, state of all of those state ofs, they belong to the United States Corporation. They are just businesses. They have no jurisdiction. And then you have the republic. So you got Georgia Republic, Texas Republic, Florida Republic. Every state is its own country. All right. So this one is a foreign entity belonging to Britain, the state of whoever. This one is the republic. This belongs to the people. And the problem is we have been tricked. We don't know the difference. And then you have another federal, a government, federal government. This deals with the people and protecting the people. And then you have city. So those are 5 different entities that are running here. All right? 5. And so what I want you all to recognize is we got to go into the history and understand who's who did what. So you got these elite Moors that have come into the land. And once again, these are melanated people. Melanated. Moor doesn't have anything to do with melanin. It has to do with the fact that these people sailed. Once again, look up the term mooring, mooring, and moored, that has to do with a job done on a ship. The people were coming into the land who were sailors, navigators, and some of them were straight up land stealing thieves, because that's what they did. They came into the land and they set up what we know of as the counties, these quote unquote elite Moors. They were dark skinned people. And what they started to do was to degrade the status of the original people of the land. And the problem is people are telling you about these Moors and they want to make these Moors seem like, oh, they were kind people, they were loving, they came in, they had respect. When I got proof and documentation that these are the same people who started calling the original people of the land black and Negro and colored. These elite Moors, these people of what we know of as the Continental Congress, these presidents that were before the being that we know of as George Washington, most of which were melanated people, these original presidents before Washington. So y'all got to know and learn what the truth is. We got to go through this in history so that you can get out of the lies, because a lot of people are going to be lying to you. And I don't want you to believe Diva Laree. Don't believe me. We're going to give the receipts so you can go and look it up for yourself, just like I've given you receipts here today. Go look it up for yourself. So what happens is these elite Moors come in, and now they are not particularly of Morocco. They are not particularly of Tunis or Algiers, but if you want to find out who they were and what they were carrying, go into, look up the Barbary Treaties. These were those people coming in. Go and look up the Barbary Treaties. That's going to give you more of an insight. And when you look them up, please, people, don't look up no synopsis on Google and be like, okay, well, 2 lines, and that's not going to tell you. This is why I tell you I like to read documentation. Pull up the actual treaty itself and read it. Read it word for word so you can see what was going on back then. All right. And so, again, in recognizing what was going on with these Moors that came in, all right, these Moors who were running what we know of as the original United States of America, and they wrote what we call the Organic Constitution, all right. These are the ones who were running the United States of America, and these were the ones who were stepping on the original people of the land, the so-called Indians. Well, I got proof of this. I got proof where the actual so-called Indians were writing contracts or documents to these so-called United States of America Congress and telling them, hey, y'all are stepping all on our land. Y'all are killing our people. We just want to resolve this issue. And they wouldn't answer. It's showing that they were not just talking to these elite Moors who were running the United States of America. Oh no, they was talking to the kings and the queens of Britain who were running the states, which is once again another government that's going on in this land. They were talking to Britain, and they was like, the kings and queens, they were like, hey, we'll talk to them. And they were talking to the Congress, and then y'all done made a treaty between each other, and we still getting stepped on. What's going on? Can we get some love over here? Can somebody have a conversation with us so we can squash this? Because we tired of our people dying. I got this on documentation in their own handwriting. So this is why we have to do our research and learn the truth about what happened in history. All that being said, you got these people running the United States of America. You got these Britain running what we know as the colonies. Where's Morocco? Where is Morocco? Morocco is the, and when you go and look up the oldest maps, you see France had a piece of the United States claiming territory, Germany, Spain, Portugal, all these other people claiming states, United States, Britain, all these people claiming territory in the states. Where in the ham sandwich was Morocco? Morocco wasn't nowhere to be found because this was never Moroccan territory. So all of these lies that people are telling you about how this is supposedly Morocco, challenge to show some receipts. And for every one receipt they think they can show, I'm going to show another 3 that says that's incorrect. Tell them to show some receipts. Because I'm going to show you 3 for every one they think they're going to show. They, the George Washington letter to Morocco. Hey, let me tell you something about George Washington. He was a crony to the Queen of England. He was the first crony. That's why y'all know of him in these so-called history books as the first the first president of the United States. How can he be the first president when he came in 1789 and the United States was going on for 13 years before he even got in? For those of y'all who don't know law, pay attention. For those of y'all who don't know law, pay attention. If you're going to have any kind of legal entity, once it gets started, there has to be a president, a vice president, a secretary, a chair, and all these other accountant or whatever you call it, the treasurer. All that has to be in place when it's incorporated. Otherwise, it's not considered to be a legal entity. Well, the United States was incorporated in 1777. 1777. That's the United States of America, rather. Let me make it clear, because there was the United States of America incorporated in 1777. That is the Republic. And then there was a United States Corporation incorporated in 1871. That is the democracy owned by Britain. Y'all need to know this true history. So you have these people saying that this is supposedly Morocco, when Morocco didn't own nothing over here. And you talking about that Sultan, George Washington's letter to the Sultan of Morocco. Basically, y'all need to understand again who George Washington was, a crony to Britain. And when we also recognize, remember, the original people in this land were being stepped on. And when you look at that letter, which is what a lot of Moors don't want to point out, recognize, because they don't read it. All they're doing is regurgitating what they heard somebody else tell them. But there's his name is Proctor. Proctor. Look in there, paragraph 4, because I memorized it. Paragraph 4, Proctor. Where this is a man who is known for finding and killing the Indians. That was his job. Look him up, Proctor. Look up the letter to the Sultan, and then look up who Proctor is. His job was to find the Indians and kill them. Now, here is George Washington saying to Morocco, listen up. George Washington says to Morocco, the Sultan of Morocco, hey, thank you for helping us out with Colonel Proctor. You know, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have had Colonel Proctor, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So George Washington is working with Proctor, who's known for killing off the Indians. And then Morocco is helping George Washington with Proctor, who kills the Indians. So they all working together hand in hand. And you mean to tell me that this group of people is who you think owns North America? See, I don't even have time today. I don't have time today because I will have to go into helping you to understand how there's no way Morocco owned anything anyway, because the Sultan got his butt kicked in 1492 and gave up everything he owned to the Queen of Spain. I ain't got time today. I want y'all to get ready to enroll in the spring season for UNA University so we can tell you the facts, all right? And we can give you the receipts so you can go and look them up for yourself. Okay, I'm going to answer some questions. Thank y'all for joining on YouTube. The Original Copper and Olmec in Africa. Hey, let's see. I have some comments here. I see y'all going crazy with the comments. Thank you. Let's see what we got going on. If y'all have some comments in YouTube, leave them so I can answer them before I get up out of here. Mike Hunt. Okay, I don't know what that is. EOS and joking. Thank you for joining. EOS says facts. Harold says, oh, she's an extremist. I don't know what that means. I'm just a truthist. I'm a factist. I'm just going to give you what the facts are and then let you go and look it up for yourself. Vipers, thank you for joining. Clarence, thank you for joining. And please like and share and like. And those of y'all who have issues with the fact that this is not no Morocco, then get over yourself and go do some research. That's what I say to you. Viper says, yeah, but why you got the eye on the back? You're talking about this, because this right here, and for those of y'all in YouTube, y'all can't see this. This is the symbol for UNA. That is, that's the eye of Horus. That's representing our third eye. That's representing the pineal. All right, so that's why it's up there. And that doesn't have nothing to do with Africa. That's my symbol. I'm taking it back. Let's see who else. Who do you worship? You asked where Morocco is in Africa. I didn't ask where Morocco is. You asked where Morocco is. Oh, Omet. Um, Viper, that's not for me to be telling you right now. Who do you worship? All right. Now, JoJo says, JoJo Real Talk says we need to bring nations together. JoJo, you can't bring the nations together under a lie. Okay, let me be clear on that. Until the facts are revealed, then there will be no uniting. Period. Period. Y'all can be, oh, we want to bring everybody together. How do you bring everybody together under a lie? It doesn't happen. You cannot build on a lie until the facts are revealed and everything is out and those who are lying are revealed. Then there will be no unity. There ain't going to be no unity. Because the problem is we thinking just because we're all brown skinned, we're the same people. And on a spiritual level, there is a fight. You go back to the Bible, and again, you got two different brown people, Egyptians enslaving your Israelites. And then you come to the Americas, and I'm letting you know we have factual proof that there was a people here that were brown skinned, and then another people came in here who were brown skinned that enslaved the original people of this land. There will be no unity until the facts are revealed. Because a lot of people are lying. And the problem is, in those lies, a lot of people are trying to steal from the people who are ignorant of who they are. So you can try and unite in a house with somebody who's constantly on a spiritual level trying to kill you and wonder, well, what's going on? Why can't I? Because you're sleeping with the enemy. Because you don't know who you are, and you sure as heck don't know who they are. There will be no unity until the facts are revealed. Let's make that 100% clear. All right. Let me see what I got over here in YouTube land. The original Copper Empress, you're welcome. Let's see. You're welcome. That whole part, truth over lies. All right. We know it's in Africa. You were telling the listeners that Morocco owned no part of here. It does not. And he says, Omek says, I agree, and was laughing, answering your question as to where it actually is. Okay, so good. I'm glad we agree on that. That Morocco owns no part of North America. Let me get through this because I got class today. You can give dates and data. Harold, what I did was I gave you information. If you didn't catch this, you're going to find it on YouTube under UNARepublic, and you can make sure you go there and check it out. And please leave your questions and comments. I'll be glad to answer them. Where are these facts? Josie, I want y'all to go and look up. Let me tell you once again, because I said so many things, and I put out information where you can go and look it up. All right. I don't know which facts you're talking about, but I went back to the pyramids. All right, just look up mounds of America, and you're gonna find out what date they are, and find out that they predate anything in Africa. Go and look up the Sumerian civilization. All right, and find out that it predates anything in Africa and where it started. Find out what Mesopotamia is. All right, if you don't understand, I have to go over some of this stuff in class because it's too much. I don't have time to tell y'all when I got class. All right. So if you want to be a part of the university, enroll, and we're going to get into this deep, and you're going to have all the receipts you need. But remember, go and look up any kind of royalty. Any royalty, look up their coats of arms and find the melanated people just in their coats of arms. All royalty was originally melanated people. All right. Go and look up the Federal Confederate of the Indians of America, Confederacy of the Indians of America. Look that up and find out there's a document, and I don't have time to go through it today because I got to go to class. I got to get out of here. Let me see if I can get through these questions. Sure, Morocco was the first country to recognize the U.S. Thank you, Josie. U.S. is as a sovereign nation. Yes, Morocco was the first to recognize. So are you graduating your students with history degrees or what? Harold, yes, our students graduate not only with history degrees, but with our currency. All right, this is a love note. from our currency. So you want to be a part of it. I got to get out of here. I love y'all. Thank you so much for joining class. If you're not in class, load up in the university because we're going to get to it today. We're going to get to it today. We're getting on trust. All right. How to protect yourself under trust. That's very important. We want to make sure everybody's protected and you know how to stand when these people come into you. This is why you need to know history. This is why you need to know law. This is why you need to learn how to protect yourself. If you want to join a university, leave a message with their number so that we can contact you and bring you into the university. Make sure you know how to protect yourself. My people in YouTube, I love you. Omek and the original Copper and all my other people in YouTube. My people right here in TikTok. Y'all the greatest. I love you. Diva Laree, I'm out. Bye-bye. I'm coming, class. I'm coming. I'm coming.